Hey guys, Gary from Midwest Mics here. Are you looking for a DJ for your next event? Well, call DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. He can DJ your wedding, a special event, a bar and club event. Whether your event's large or small, DJ Showtime is your guy. He'll play music of all genres, whatever you guys want to hear, that's what he'll play. He's been DJing since 2005, lots of experience. Again, that phone number is 816-260-2056 at DJ Showtime KC34 on Twitter, DJ Showtime 3481 on Snapchat. And remember, this is Gary from Midwest Mics. Tell him that I sent you. Contact DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. Hey everybody, welcome into the show this week. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And we are Midwest Mics coming back at you with another show. We talked a couple weeks ago about how we were going to be calling the Kansas City Titan football games, Women's Football League here in Kansas City, the local team. And we're going to be calling those on TV. And so tonight we have three of their players that have joined us, taking some time to talk about the upcoming season. So we have Nyla Bullock. She's number 20. She plays defensive back, free safety. Amanda Harlow, number 90. She plays offensive line tackle. And Sheila Sickow, number 7. She plays punter, kicker, wide receiver, quarterback, just about everything on the field, it sounds like. So, ladies, welcome into the show. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So why don't each of you kind of start out just talking a little bit about your background and how you got involved in playing. You know, I mean, you don't hear a lot about women's tackle football. So talk a little bit about, your background, how you got involved, why you got involved, all that stuff.
All right. Well, this is Nyla, and I actually was introduced to football from the great linebacker Derek Thomas with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I was a part of his program for years as an ambassador of the Third Long Reading Program. And he shared with me some stories about football. At that point, I had no clue what it was. When I asked him what position he played, he was like linebacker, and I did kind of a not say blonde moment, but I was just like, so is that the person that actually stands on the line and guards the line? He was like, no, you have a lot to learn. So, and at that time, football was not really offered for women to play, and that was back in late 90s that was brought about. So when the time came, there was an article in the newspaper, and Kansas City had came with their first team, which was called Kansas City Crunch, and there were about 300 young ladies that came out to try out, and myself and my sister was one of those 300 that came out, and that was my journey, starting out in 2003.
Okay.
And so that's where I started because of the influence of
Derek Thomas. That's awesome.
Very cool.
300 tryouts.
There was 300 women. Yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's
awesome. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah. 300 come out. So there was a big demand.
There's a big demand for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's really cool.
This is Amanda. So I came into football. I've always grown up watching the Chiefs. My mom's a huge Chiefs fan. I'm a huge Chiefs fan. This last season, I had a proud moment. I didn't miss a single home game thanks to one of my aunts who's a season ticket holder. And so I saw some really good moments this year and a little bit of heartbreak, which kind of reminded me of last season for us, which we might talk about later.
Yeah.
But I had some life circumstances kind of change, and I had seen the Tribe play before many years ago, and so then I decided that I was going to try out, and here I am 5 years later.
All right, awesome.
This is Sheila talking now. Kind of Nyla. When I was younger, neighborhood boys. I was surrounded by not as many girls, so I was always the one out playing football with the boys. I've ridden my bike up to school before to see if they'd let me play with them. Finally convinced my mom to let me play on a boys' team when I was 15. The only reason she let me is there was a weight limit and an age limit on the team. And it was the last year I'd be able to do that. So after that season was done, I thought football was over with, went on to play other sports, went to college, did track there, moved to Tennessee to start teaching, and I started talking about sports I played. And my principal told me that there was just a news article on a football team for women that they were starting up in Knoxville that year. So that same weekend, went, try out. That was back in 2014, and the rest has kind of been history for me, and it's kind of changed my life since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, that's great. So there's been kind of, I guess, several incarnations of teams here in Kansas City. Currently, the Titans. How long have you guys been the Titans name? Been under that name umbrella?
We started that in 2012.
Okay. Okay. So just here about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And you kind of mentioned some heartbreak last season. Why don't you kind of talk us through how last season went for you guys? I
I'll
know.
let a veteran one take this.
I'll say you can talk about positive stuff. before you
Yeah,
talk about
no,
Exactly.
I mean, last year I feel like we had a really good season. We had a lot of veterans come back last year, which really solidified, our scheme and things like that. And we just kind of came together as a family, and were able to really pull off some really amazing games. It was just lots of hard work.
Well, tell us about the structure of the league. How many teams are there?
65.
65, I believe.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
65 teams.
65 teams.
Yes.
So how does the playoffs work in this type of deal?
So there is a 3-game playoff, 3 rounds that they have, and then there's the championship game. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There
it's
is
like
a
top, so it's like
division.
the top.
Division.
Tier
So,
1,
tier 1.
Tier 2,
Okay.
and Tier
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened last year? Where did y'all place?
And we are in Tier 1, so
Okay.
which is actually the top division in the league. There are actually 7 teams in that tier, and we finished 4th. If you want to say so, right? Yeah.
Semifinals.
And semifinals.
So you lost semifinals.
We lost
Yeah.
semifinals. We lost to a California team. Oh my God, I don't want to cry. But anyway, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna beat them this
Yeah,
year.
we're gonna beat them this year.
They're
We
coming
actually-
here,
They're
by
coming
the
to
way.
us
Here.
regular season, so that was our first time meeting up with them, which was in semifinals, and it was a back and forth game.
Yeah.
Defense was doing great. Offensively, we were moving the ball. We were doing some great things. Our game kind of took a change in the fourth quarter for the finale of our game of our season. But as far as going in, we were a team that was known to be reckoned with, or
Yeah.
didn't take any mess, and that team was pretty sound as far as in their run game. They had some really great weapons as far as, like I said, the running back was amazing. She was probably one of the top running backs in the league. Offensively, they were just well structured. And we did the same thing. I mean, like I said, we tit for tat through that game.
Just a few mistakes, kind of.
Just mistakes, and those are things that as a veteran group we should not have allowed. But I think our nerves and just being at that moment kind of got the best of us. And what we tasted was something that was like, we need to taste that and take it over, finish it this season. And so most of our team has returned
From retirement.
from retirement. I don't know how many times I
How
retired.
many
I
do
don't
you
know.
think retired
Yeah.
came back?
A lot.
A lot.
There's at
Yeah.
least 5 or 6 that were
Yeah,
supposed
there's
to retire last year.
Last year
Oh,
was
okay.
last
And then
year.
we got that close, and now
Yeah,
they're
you're
all
like,
back.
one
Yeah, we're all back. It's like, okay, one more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. So yeah, we're ready.
No,
for
that's
that.
great. I know just from personal experience coaching in the Kansas State playoffs semifinal game 3 years ago, Blue Valley. I mean, we lost in overtime and on a 2-point conversion. I mean, just like the finality of that.
Yes.
It's like, oh man, like you almost want to go right back to work because you're like, I'm this close.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure that that was some of the emotion that that you guys were going through.
Oh, it hurt. And I
Yeah.
didn't know it was going to hurt like that. I thought, maybe I could step away. And I was like, okay, it was another game. We fought hard. We got to this point, and I was going to just, but I don't know if you watched the movie with Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, when he got in the shower and he was just like, no, and he was
Yeah.
dying. Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like that after
Yeah.
the game. Like, I got out of the shower and I was just like, oh my God, what is going on? What happened? Like, and it was just like, replay. What could we have done? And this and that. And I was just like, stop that. I felt we put our best out there on the field, and it didn't take us where we needed to have gone. But I really honestly feel that this year we've had the best of focus, the best of team camaraderie. People are dedicated. People are like, what do we need to do? I mean, it's like we're just so in tuned, and it is probably the best feeling that I have experienced as a Titan player in these last few years.
Definitely.
And it feels great. I mean, I've never been so just connected with linemen. I mean, it has been pods, and, over the years we have started to just mend together. And like now it's just like everyone is one. And I think if we all can, like she said, we agree with that it's just a whole different vibe this year. It's beautiful.
That's fantastic. I mean, I know.
Football is beautiful.
Football is beautiful.
right.
That's a
That's
t-shirt.
right.
That's
Yeah,
a t-shirt.
that is a
Beautiful.
t-shirt.
I'll say that kind of feeling is that why a lot of these guys, like a lot of these women, like retire and then they're like, man, I gotta go back.
Yes.
Because I'm sure they keep in contact with you guys and they're like, dude,
Yeah.
They're in the
You're getting
stands.
ready?
And
They're
they
in the
can't stand
stands.
it.
man, we're going. Like,
Yeah.
we got to do it.
And you should see it like they're in the stands, they're up top, and then like maybe second quarter they're like at the bottom of the stands, and then at the third or fourth quarter they're like standing behind us, and it's just like
And then next
the
season,
next
they're
season
on the team.
It's just like, but it's just that gravitating thing, that force that it's just like we can't get enough of it. We see why men has been playing this game forever. It's addictive.
Yeah, I mean, and I know the best teams that I've coached, and been a part of as a high school player athlete was, when we were close with each other, not only during practice but after practice, doing other things outside of the game. So, I mean, I totally get that feeling, when I see our guys that are meeting up here on a random summer day to, go to a movie together or, do whatever. Hey, let's meet at the school and let's go all get something to eat.
Exactly.
It's just that camaraderie is, one of the reasons why I love the game. So you talked about last year went to kind of the semifinals. So this year you feel like you have one of your best groups coming back. So do you see really anything? I mean, what's the big obstacle standing in your way to keep you from getting back and getting over that hurdle?
I think this is going to be our toughest schedule. League-wise, the teams that we're going against, there's no fluff games, shall we say. They're all going to be very competitive, very well-diverse teams, close games last year. But with that said, even with our rookies coming in, the majority of our rookies have played for other teams. So we don't have as many players that don't have experience, I would say, compared to last year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd also say, I mean, at the end of the day, we have a tougher schedule with a little less fluff, but we're our own biggest, enemy, if you will. If we're not focused and we're not on our game, we're not going to win games. But we got heart and we want it. So I think as long as we stay focused, we're going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of when do you guys start your preseason practices? Do you practice year round, or when do those start? And I know you're playing your first game this Saturday, April 6th, 7 p.m. at Truman High School. So if anybody listening wants to come check that out, and we'll say that again as we go on. But kind of when do your practices start? When's your preseason stuff start, camp?
We start out with some mini camps, and that's usually in October.
Okay.
Kind of give some time to let the season roll off of the previous season roll off our backs, and so we'll do some mini camps starting then, and then full effect preseason usually starts at the end of January.
Okay.
And then we'll go all the way up until, of course,
Yep.
now here we are.
Yeah, first
So-
first game for
Yeah.
a lot of teams. So the Minnesota Vixen are coming in this week.